Hey guys, what's up? Making a quick video today. I had a conversation with one of my friends. Actually, he goes to the gym. Last week, actually, we had this conversation, and it was interesting. I mean, this guy is a sweet guy, awesome dude, and very quiet. So, what I found interesting was number one, not only what he said, but the fact that he was even talking. But anyway, so we were looking at something. We went back and forth in a conversation just about life, general. One of my favorite subjects. And I remember when he asked about what do I think about people who need to learn a certain way. Is there a certain way to learn things? And I wanted to kind of understand the thrust of the question more. So I kind of poked and prodded a little and, was trying to see where he was coming from. But bottom line is, I gave him an example, right? Uh, Something that I typically give people all the time. And that is the whole, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can simply learn from other people's mistakes so that you don't have to fall into the same traps and do those same mistakes, unfortunately. But that you can learn from other people. And I just gave a quick example, rudimentary. If I take my hand and I put it on the fire, and I burn myself and I get boils and I go to the hospital, and after going to the hospital, I get charged $1 zillion for going to the hospital, and I have to take medication, and so on and so forth. And I have to heal. And now I can't really use it, so I can't function and I can't work. And then I lose money because I can't work. And there's like this massive, ripple effect of consequences that most people really don't factor into their day to day, daily interactions with people and decisions that they make. So, after saying all that and after showing the hot, hand example, he said that there was a saying in his country that was actually contrary to what I was saying. And, of course, he said it respectfully. And I'm not going to butcher what the actual saying is because I don't remember it verbatim, but I do remember the essence of it because it was the antithesis of what I was saying. So basically, what it comes down to is in his mind, in this philosophy, that a person needs to, regardless of knowing that there's fire and that that you will burn your hand and that it will turn into boils and that you have to go to the doctor and that it's going to cost X amount of dollars for medical expenses and it's going to take you out of work and then therefore lose money and so on and so forth, not including the overall wrappage of the pain itself, but that there are people who need to experience that regardless. And boom, my mind just blew right there. It was like, that's definitely an avenue to go. It's like, so don't reinvent the wheel and not do something knowing that it's bad for you, but actually the contrary, which is regardless of the pain that you will incur, uh, being that you have seen it with your own two eyes, that you would still do it so that you can physically feel the pain and know not to do that again. So again, how I feel about that is neither here or there, but it was just definitely interesting. And so that kind of just like started staying in the back of my brain. And I was like, man, but it's funny. And I just started to think about life in general. And it's like, if that is true, right? That philosophy, that way, like I got to get my hands burned and I got to experience it and I just got to go through the whole process. That's just the way it's got to be. And if that is true, I've noticed that most people pretty much only do that towards the bad stuff in life. All right, with a group of friends, and they're smoking crack, and it's like I'm gonna try that. Like, you got to see how that works out. I'm with a bunch of buddies and I've never drank before, but let me drink just to experience that and see how that is. You know, I lay with a bunch of women or men and, you know, catch a disease. You know, I can't wait. I want to see how that works. You know, I eat a lot of unhealthy foods and I don't exercise. And, you know, the doctor has been telling me I have XYZ and if I don't cut that out, but it doesn't matter. I just want to experience it. I want to see how that feels like. And it seems like it's only towards the bad stuff, quote unquote bad stuff, that people have that type of mindset of YOLO. You know, you only live once. Let's just do it. When in Rome, right? And it's like it's interesting because for the good stuff in life, things that bear good fruit, most people don't have that same mindset. Most people aren't saying, you know what, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna take a chance on myself. I know that I can do A, B, and C. I know that I can conquer this. I know that I was created for more. I know that there's much more in me than the world has seen. I know that I can accomplish my goals. I know that I can overcome these obstacles. Let me just jump and go and do it. And it's interesting because not too many people do that. But the same mindset, okay, the same mindset is applied when it comes to doing bad stuff. Um, you know, when marijuana, for example, was illegal, I don't even know if it's illegal anymore. You know, everybody has it. You know, it was like everybody snuck out and snuck around and they knew a guy that knew a guy, and you know it was taboo and they were going to do it, and they wanted to just do it, and so they went out and they went through all of the circles and hoops and avenues, and then they did what they wanted to do. And these are the same people who hate, envy, and detest the lives of people who are doing the same thing, that type of mindset, except they're doing it for something just different, greater, different purpose, you know, something that is a little bit more positive, something that people can use as a model for what they can do in their own lives. So it is interesting, you know, I guess at the end of the day, you know, it comes down to the individual, right? It doesn't matter if you were raised with a silver spoon in your mouth or you grew up dirt poor. It doesn't matter if you grew up in this religious, holier than thou household, or if you grew up with people who were savages. It doesn't matter if you had one of your parents, none of your parents, both of your parents. It doesn't matter if you grew up with the proper morals and ethics or contrary. It doesn't matter if you were taught between right and wrong. It doesn't matter that all of us innately know in the back of our head right here, okay, what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad. It doesn't matter. Every human being, individual, every human being is going to go after what their heart desires, good, bad, or indifferent. And so at the end of the day, after realizing that, and this conversation just woke me up, because this guy is a nice guy, you know, he's a nice guy, and it was just interesting to hear that perspective. But to me, it released me from this kind of mission that I've been on of, you know, guiding and helping and being there for people, because at the end of the day, maybe I'm actually doing more of a disservice to them because that's maybe not what they want. And I think that I finally found a key in that conversation to, again, to my own personal freedom. And perhaps there are people like me just thinking about the same thing. You might have friends, family, and whomever, you know, acquaintances that, you know, you've been trying to help, you've been trying to, you know, like get out of a rut and so on and so forth. And you see like, man, it just doesn't work, man. I feel like I'm not helping anybody. And the truth of the matter is, you know your heart, your creator knows your heart, and you did what you did, and boom, you plant your seed, and then you got to bolt out of there. Because at the end of the day, every individual is going to get in life exactly what they want. All right. So I hope you really listen to this message. And of course, for those who hate me, you know, the billions already, by all means, DM me. And for those who have been enlightened and saw some sort of understanding in this conversation that I had, you can DM me as well. Either way, I wish you guys all the best. Alrighty? Peace.